Reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Very good. Hello. Hare Krishna. Increase the volume. Hare Krishna. Increase a little more. Hello. 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 Haribol. Haribol. Okay. They're a little down. So, thank you for joining in our Srimad Bhagavatam class. Prajapati Pati Shakchan Bhagavan Girisho Manha Dakshadaya Prajadyakcham Naistika Sanakadaya. Prajapati Patihi Brahma, the father of all progenitors. Sakshat, directly, Bhagavan, the most powerful. Girisaha, Lord Shiva. Manuha, Manu. Daksha Adayaha, headed by King Daksha. Praja Adyakshaha, the rulers of humankind. Naistikaha, the strong brahmacharis. Sanaka Adhyayaha, headed by Sanaka. Marichihi, Marichi. Atri Angirasau, Atri and Angira. Pulastyaha, Pulastya, Pulaha, Pulaha, Kratuhu, Kratu, Bhruguhu, Bhrugu, Vasishtaha, Vasishta, Iti, thus, Ete, all of them, Mat Antaha, ending with me, Brahmavadinaha, Brahmanas, speakers on Vedic literature. Adya Api, to death. Vachapatyaha, masters of speaking. Tapaha, austerities. Vidya, knowledge. Samadhi, behave. And by meditation. Pashyantaha, observing. Api, although. Na, Pashyanti, do not observe. Pashyantam, the one who sees. Parama Ishwaram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The most powerful Lord Brahma, the father of all progenitors, Lord Shiva, Manu, Daksha and all other rulers of humankind, the four saintly first-class brahmacharis, headed by Sanaka and Sanatana, the great sages Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, Bhrugu, Vasista and my humble self Narada, all stalwart brahmanas who can speak authoritatively on Vedic literature. We are very powerful because of austerities, meditation and education. Nonetheless, even after inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom we always see, we do not know perfectly about Him. That is the point. Can you repeat? The most powerful Lord Brahma, the father of all progenitors, Lord Shiva, Manu, Daksha, and other rulers of humankind, four saintly first-class brahmacharis, headed by Sanaka and Sanatana, the great sages Marichi, Atri, Angira, Pulastya, cell, Narada, all starboard brahmanas who can speak authoritatively on Vedic literature. They are very powerful because of austerity, meditation, and education. Nonetheless, even after inquiring about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whom we always see, we do not know perfectly about Him. Huh? But our Indian man, he says, no, I know. Huh? Correct? You ask him, no, I know. All these authorities are saying we don't know. But our Indian man is, no, I know. I know. Yes? Yes? Look. Prabhu. The words saying, we are seeing him. What? We are seeing Narada, all see God. Yes? And still we do not know perfectly about him. That point. It's a very interesting point. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. According to the foolish Darwinian theory of anthropologists, what is this anthropology? Study of human beings. It is said that 40,000 years ago, Homo sapiens means human being, right? Had not appeared on this planet. Look at that philosophy. And you're studying this in school? Huh? Yes? Correct? Had not appeared on this planet. Some dinosaurs were there. Yeah? And then the dinosaur disappeared. And this theory you are getting PhD. You are learning this and getting PhD? Nobel laureate? Yeah? Nobel Prize? And dinosaurs, Homo sapiens, all kind of crazy. Yeah? Right? Because the process of evolution had not reached that point. However, the Vedic literature, histories, the Puranas, the Mahabharata, they relate human stories. It relates human histories that extend millions and millions of years into the past. In the beginning of creation, there was a very intelligent personality, Lord Brahma, and from him emanated all the Manus and the Brahmacharis like Sanaka, Sanatan, as well as Lord Shiva, the great sage Narada. All these personalities underwent great austerities and penance and thus became authorities in Vedic knowledge. Perfect knowledge of human beings as well as living entities is contained in the Vedas. All the above mentioned great personalities are not only powerful in cognition of past, present and future, but also devotees. Still in spite of their great education, knowledge, and despite their meeting the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, they cannot actually understand the perfection of the living entity's relationship with Lord Vishnu. This means that these personalities are still limited as far as their knowledge of the unlimited is concerned. The conclusion is that simply by advancing one's knowledge, one cannot be accepted as an expert in understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood not by advanced knowledge, but by pure devotional service, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhaktyamam abhijanante yavan yes, jasmin tattvataha. And as one takes to pure transcendental devotional service, he cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth. Everyone has some imperfect ideas about the Lord. So-called scientists and philosophical speculators are unable to understand the Supreme Lord by virtue of their knowledge. Knowledge is not perfect unless one comes to the platform of devotional service. This is confirmed in the Vedic version. Again, this kind of verses has a standard tune. Now that you put some kind of tune you like, yeah? You understand? And you don't know, you learn. You follow? Atapi te deva padambujadvaya prashadalesa nugrihita evahe janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nasanya eko pichiram pichinvan. Speculators, the jnanis go on speculating about the Supreme Personality of Godhead for many, many hundreds thousands of years, but unless one is favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot understand His supreme glories. All the great sages mentioned in this verse have their planet, their Brahmaloka, the planet where Lord Brahma resides along with four great sages, Sanaka, Sanatan, Sananda, and Sanat Kumar. These sages reside in different stars known as the southern stars which circle the pole star. The pole star is called Durvaloka, is the pivot of this universe, and all planets move around these pole stars. All the stars are planets as far as we can see within this one universe. According to the Western theory, all the stars are different suns, but according to Vedic information, there's only one sun within this universe. All the so-called stars are but different planets besides this universe. There are many millions of other universes, and each of them contains similar, innumerable stars and planets. Vamagyanatimirandasya gnanam gnanasalakaya chakshudam militam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sarvitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karama Didati Swaparandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajim Shadvitam Shavdutam Parajanam Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Kopisha Kopikaganta Radha Ganta Namostute Tapta Kanchna Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shavanu Shuta Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namarom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samiti Naminen Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharinen Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desadarinen Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, thank you again joining in our class. So from this verse you can see the unique position of the Lord. The Lord is inconceivable. That's the word used. The Lord is inconceivable. Where in the Bhagavad Gita he says is inconceivable? Where in the Bhagavad Gita he says that he is inconceivable? I'm sure you do your search, you can find out, correct? Yes? Where? Huh? Where in the Bhagavad Gita it says that the Lord is inconceivable? Huh? Haribol? Come on. Huh? Kavim Puranam Anusasitaram Anu Aniyam Sam Anusmaradhyam Sarvashadataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamashat Parastad. See the word here? Achintya, inconceivable. Correct? One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as one who knows everything. He is the oldest, who is controller and who is smaller than the smallest, who is the maintainer of everything, who was inconceivable beyond all material conception, and who is always a person who is luminous like the sun and is transcendental beyond this material nature. So you cannot conceive God. You cannot. It's not possible. It is not possible. Right? Where else is say in the Bhagavad Gita, me no one knows? Huh? I ask these people first, otherwise you spoil the whole thing, they never learn. I know you know everything, Prabhu, but correct? They all will, 726, yes. How they will learn? They will never learn, these guys. Now sleeping some now. Huh? They're not interested. Yeah? 7 what? 728. 722. Huh? 732. Yeah, say loudly. Why? This is a problem, for all the our Hindu man, she knows everything. Vedaham samititani vatmani cha Arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kashana. See? O Arjuna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead I know. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that's happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So don't make this mistake that you know everything. Huh? The only person who knows everything is who? Who? That means you are Krishna. Huh? Yes? Yes or not? Correct? Only one person knows everything. Who is that? Krishna. He knows past, present, future, everything he knows. He knows the living entities, how their brain is working, all he knows, everything. What they will do, what they will not do, everything he knows. Understand? You follow? But Krishna, nobody can know. Nobody can. You understand? This verse is also explained here in the 6th canto, 6.3. And 6.3 also, the same thing is explained by Yamaraj. Yamaraj is saying, can you find out that verse? 6.3 what? 6.3, nobody knows. 6.3, Brahma. 29? No, 29. Come on. Yeah, he says here Brahma, everybody here, but although we see the Lord, we still don't know Him. 6.3 something. 14? Alright, 6.3, 14. Again, you see the same thing that is repeated by Yamaraj. Aham Mahendro Nirti Prasetaha. I, Yamaraj, Indra, the king of heaven, Nirti, Varuna, Chandra, the moon god, Agni, Lord Shiva, Pavana, Lord Brahma, Surya, the sun god, Vishwavasu, the 8 Vasus, Sadyat, the Marut, Rudra, Siddhas, Marichi, and all, and the other great rishis engage in maintaining the departmental affairs of the universe, the best of the demigod headed by Brihaspati and the great sages headed by Bhrigu, are all suddenly freed from the influence of the two base modes of nature, namely passion and ignorance. Nevertheless, although we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is to say of others who under illusion merely speculate to know God? See this point? The same thing, we cannot understand. You follow? So God is, that is one of His qualifications. He is inconceivable. If He is conceivable, then He is not God. You understand this point? Yeah? And this is also confirmed by Bhishma Dev. You understand? Bhishma Dev? 1:19, what? Sorry, 1:9:17. Again here, you see this point? This is spoken by Bhishma Dev. 17 or 16? 16, I think. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16. O King, no one can know the plan of the Lord, Sri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. Understand this point? Even they, what? Inquire exhaustively, they cannot understand the plan of Krishna. Impossible to understand God. Impossible. You understand this thing? He says, Lord Brahma also says, some will say they know, but as far as I am concerned, what is that verse? 10? 14, 30, 38. After he got bewildered, Lord Brahma is saying, there are people who say, I know everything about Krishna. Let them think that way. As far as I am concerned, I do not wish to speak very much about this matter. Oh my Lord, let me say this much. As far as your opulence are concerned, they are beyond the reach of my mind, body and words. To this point, who is the greatest person in this world, in this universe? And Brahma with 4 heads cannot understand. We with 1 head we can understand. I know. You ask him, he says, I know already. Can you imagine this? Yes? How much is in illusion? Yes? Right? Look. Now you see, we have explained. Narada is saying today, you cannot understand. Although we see him, still we cannot understand. Yamaraj is saying, I cannot understand. Although we know, but we cannot say we know everything about it. Cannot. Correct? Here, who is speaking? Who? Lord Brahma. He also cannot understand. Correct? You cannot understand God. Even Krishna himself is saying also. You know? Correct? He is saying here, and this verse, Krishna was talking to Muchukunda, you know. You know who was Muchukunda? The one who burned
10, 51, 36.
30?
6. 10, 51, 36.
36. So here you see, Supreme Lord said, my dear friend, I have taken thousands of births, lived thousands of lives and accepted thousands of names. In fact, my birth, activities and names are limitless. And thus, even I cannot count them. There's another verse. 37, next verse. After many lifetimes, someone might count the dust particles on the earth, but no one can ever finish counting my qualities, activities, names, and births. That's it. No one can. If God says no one can, then you can. Lord Brahma also says, and the Brahma Samhita, you know, what is it? Pantastu koti sadavatsara sampragyamyo vayuratapi manaso munapungavanam sopyasti yat prapada simbyana chinta tatve govindamadi purusham tamaham bhaja. If you travel at the speed of mind, even if you travel at the speed of the manaso muni pungavanam, still you cannot reach him. It is not possible. It is not. You understand? Very think that you can figure this out is not possible. In other words, here it's amazing, this verse. It is spoken by demigods, I think. One who is subject to death cannot measure the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Trivikram, Lord Vishnu, any more than he can count the number of atoms on this entire planet Earth. This is the important line. No one, whether born already or destined to take birth, is able to do this. This has been sung by the great sage Vasishtha. In other words, someone who has taken birth or even destined to take birth, nobody can count the number of atoms in the entire planet. They cannot understand God. You understand this point? They cannot? They cannot what? Not possible. Yes? Correct? Then why the Lord said this in the Bhagavad Gita? Why did he say this? Because he said nobody can understand me, it's a fact. Then Prabhupada gave a lot of class on this verse. Many lectures on this verse. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Shaktamanaha Partha Yogam Yunjam Madashpriyaha Samsriyam Samagram Mam Yatajasyasi Tachrunu. So in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pritha, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. Why did he say this verse now? Tell me. We have highlighted so many verses saying nobody can know me in full. Correct? Yes? Looks like some contradiction. Yes? Yes? What? So why is there, he says here, you can know me in full? Free from doubt? What is this verse? Tell me now. Huh? Don't know. Huh? Best answer, I don't know. Why?
If we surrender to him, then we can understand.
So that's now we say even in surrender, so they see him. All great authorities are seeing him. Still they do not know. Correct? Yes? Yes or no? So why here he is saying you know me in full? Tell me. Can I give your opinion now, one by one? Tell me. Come on. Bhagavad Gita, you simply accept, oh yes, everything we just say accept.
Sarvameta dhritam manya.
Huh?
Sarvameta dhritam manya.
Yes.
We accept.
I accept in total everything you say. Now here, what total, what is this? What? Come on. Why? What do you say? In the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, the nature of Krishna consciousness is fully described. Krishna is full in all opulence, and how he manifests such opulence is described herein. Also, 4 kinds of fortunate people become attached to Krishna, and 4 kinds of unfortunate people who never take to Krishna are described in this chapter. In the first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, the living entity is described as non-material spirit soul capable of elevating himself to self-realization and by different types of yoga. And the end of the 6th chapter has been clearly stated that all the steady concentration of the mind upon Krishna, or in other words, Krishna consciousness, is the highest form of all yoga. By concentrating one's mind upon Krishna, one is able to know the absolute truth completely. Now try to understand. To know the absolute truth completely. What is that? But not otherwise. Impersonal Brahma Jyoti or localized Paramatma relation is not perfect knowledge of the absolute truth. So when you say you know him in full, means you understand that Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the all in all. You follow? You are not the Brahman realization or the Paramatma. So in that sense you will know him in, not in the sense that you know him full. You understand? Are you understanding? Huh? There is 3 kinds of realization. Yes? What is that 3 realization? What is the verse? 1. What is the verse? 1, 2. So in this verse, they also quoted many times. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also quoted this verse. Vadanti tattva vidas tattvam ya jnanam advayam. This one. Brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaneti sabdayate. Understand? So God is realized in what? Learned transcendentalists know the absolute called this non-dual substance as Brahman, Paramatma, and the Bhagavan realization is what? The full understanding of God. Krishna is complete in what? In where? In the Bhagavan understanding. Correct? Example is given. Prabhupada gives the example. What example he gives? The sun, the sunshine, the sun planet. Yes? Someone who knows the sunshine, he will not know the sun planet or the sun personality. Someone who knows the planet will know the sunshine and he will know the planet. Correct? But one who knows the sun god, he will know the planet, he will know the sunshine. Complete. Yes? Correct? So in that sense, you will know me in full. You understand? But you cannot know him through and through. That is inconceivable, as I have explained. You cannot understand God. You cannot say, I know him. That's not possible. Yes, you know. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that also you can only know him if you practice devotional service. Where is it stated? Where is it stated? By Bhakti Yoga you will know him. Huh? Very good. No, this computers are very good. You know. You become a pandit. What is it? Oh, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga over there. Oh. Next week onwards, on Sunday, I am going to put roster. Everyone is going to sit here and give a class. I want to see how good you use your thing and explain the method. Starting next Sunday, everyone will what? Then you will not come. Roster. You make a roster, and every one of them have to. Let's see how good they use. You can bring your laptop, you can bring your IBM, everything you can bring, no problem. And you sit here and you give the everyone, all right, roster. Huh? This is, although they are doing this test, but this is the real test. We want to train them up to be able to speak. Otherwise, never learn. You'll never learn. Okay? Next Sunday onwards. Saturday, yeah, I'll do. No problem. One Saturday, I'll do. Of course, I'm doing so many. But Sunday, because there's no evening class now, correct? So next Sunday onwards, duty, one by one by one by one. You cannot, you initiate it. You cannot say, I don't know, I don't know. How you run away, I don't know. Sit here, give the, correct? Everyone. So you can tell them in advance because they become very nervous. At least they will prepare something. Right? Can you do that? Huh? Duty. 1855. Huh? 1855. Anyone can do that. 1855. It is no problem. Yes? I say no, not only 1855.
1154.
Huh?
1154.
I say I don't want Bhagavad Gita now. Then? I don't know, Prabhu. Yes. This one, how many times we have done this over and over and over and over again, correct? So you're not taking notes, obviously. Yes? Right? Okay, next Sunday, alright? This is going to be the program. Every one of you. That, otherwise never learn. Initiation means what? Initiation means what? Washing pose. What? You have to know. Especially now you are preaching in different language, correct? Possible to do so many languages, correct? At least someone can take. Alright, so these two verses are very important that Krishna explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Only by devotional service you can see me as I am, standing in front of you. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you and thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Only by devotional service. The next verse is also very important. Please take note. Mad karma kran mad paramo mad bhakta sangha vivarjitah nirvairehe sarva bhuteshu yaha sama eti pandava. My dear Arjuna, he who engages in my pure devotional service, free from the contamination of fruitive activities and mental speculation, who works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life, who is friendly to every living being, he certainly comes to me. He certainly comes to me. That means only by devotional service. Not devotional service contaminated with karma and jnana. Huh? No. You understand? Only by bhakti. That's why in 18 what? Huh? 1855. Again, Krishna is saying, very important. This verse is very, very important. Bhakti mama vijanante yavan yasmin taha tato mam tattvato gyanto vishate tad anantaram. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. Now when you show this verse to the Mayavads, these guys may, get you into trouble. If you don't know, you may get into trouble. Okay, so I have to tell you now, so you will know. The word here, Vishate Tad Anantaram, is that word? Line? So it enters into, so they think that he will merge into Brahman. Understand this point? So you see, he become one with God. Correct? So here this Vishate enters, it is not that he become one, People in bhakti, they don't want to go and become one with God. You understand this? Huh? Oh, where is that? What is that? The merging verse 329 what? Even I offer these 4 kinds of liberation, my devotees are not interested. 329? So I see here, devotees are not interested in merging. That is the last thing they want to do. Salokya sasti samipya saropya katvam api uta diyamanam na grananti vinana mat sevanam chanaha. A pure devotee does not accept any kind of liberation. Salokya, srasti, samapya, sarupya, ekatva. This ekatva means merging. Sahuja. Even though they are offered by the Supreme Personality, they don't like this. They may accept the other 3, but this merging, they will never. So with devotion, it's a bit contradictory. You do devotional service and you want to merge with God, that doesn't make sense. Correct? When you do devotional service, you want to serve Him. Yes? Yes or no? Correct? So if the devotees, they don't like it. The verse Kaivalya Narakayate, what is that? So for devotees, this merging is hellish. It is what? It's as good as going to hell. Because they don't want to go and merge with God and hang around. They don't want that. What is that? Kaivalya? Merging with God. So this verse is spoken by Prabodhana Saraswati, the uncle of Gopala Bhatta Goswami. He wrote this verse. Huh? 9:4? 9:5. 25. So here you can see this verse is very important. Okay, here. Kaivalyam narakayate tridhasa purakasha pushpayate do dantendraya kala sarpa patali prokta damstrayate viswam purnam sukayate vidhi mahendradicha kitayate yat karunyaya kataksha vaibhavavan vantam tam gauram evastumaha. For one who becomes a pure devotee through devotional service to great personalities like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaivalya or merging into Brahman appears no better than hell. As far as the heavenly planets are concerned, to a devotee they are like phantasmagoria or will of the whips. And as far as yogic perfection is concerned, a devotee does not care a fig for such perfection, since the purpose of yogic perfection is achieved automatically by the devotee. This is all possible when one becomes a devotee of the Lord through the medium of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. So in other words, a devotee is not interested at all into merging with God. It's the last thing they want. Even the Lord offers it, he rejects it. You understand? So when he say Bhaktya Mam Abhijanante Yavan Yashmin Tattvataha, and this Vishate means that he enters into the kingdom of God to continue his spiritual life. You understand? Huh? So that is also explained here. And this verse, Mam cha vyabacharena bhakti yogena sevate saguna samadhitaya brahma bhuyaya kalpate. So now it's a little bit more confusing. What is this that they're doing devotional service and they go into this brahma bhuyaya? Huh? You understand? So in other words here, the brahma bhuyaya means he comes to the spiritual platform. You follow? From Jiva Bhuta, he becomes Brahma Bhuta. You understand? And to further understand this, you must go to this verse. What is that? Brahma Bhuta Prasnatma, 1854, is it? So here you see, in this verse, this Brahma Bhuta is not merging. This Brahma Bhuta, when you come to this Brahma Bhuta spiritual platform, you become happy, you don't lament, no, you are what? Desiring something, you see every living entity, then you get my devotional service. You understand this? You follow? So this merging thing is not in the dictionary of the devotees. You follow? So try to understand, you cannot know Krishna completely, that's not possible. But you can understand him full when you understand that he is the original personality of Bhagavan, form, not impersonal. Correct? Then, if you only by devotion you can get to him. Krishna cannot be bought over by karma or jnana or all these things. All these things, it says also here in this verse, very important. These two verses are always quoted by so these two verses are always quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, by Prabhupada also. Sa satyati mam yogo na sankyam dharma uddhava na swadaya estapas tyago yata bhaktir marmorjita. My dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotees bring me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity or renunciation. Do you understand this point? This verse quoted by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the next verse, this verse is in regard to that Sarva Dharmam Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So in the Bhagavatam, this verse is explained. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahya sudayatma priyasatam bhakti punati mam nishta swaphakan api sambhavan. So this is the verse that is used. Only by practicing unalloyed devotional service with full faith in me can one obtain me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am naturally dear to my devotees who take me as the only goal of their loving service. By engaging in such pure devotional service, even the dog eaters can purify themselves from the contamination of their low birth. You understand? These two important verses. Right? So now we have discussed that how you surrender to the Lord, you can develop love. But there's also another aspect. This is the position of the gopis. They don't know. They don't care. They simply want to love. You understand? They don't want to know he is God also. They don't want to know anything about him. They simply want to love. You understand? That's also explained in this verse. You know where this? Huh? 11:11 or 11:12? 11:11. So here, you see this? My devotee may or may not know exactly what I am, for I am who I am and how I exist. But if they worship me with unalloyed love, then I consider them to be the best of devotees. See this point? So you know or you don't know, or you don't want to know, whatever. If you just go to Krishna and love him, then everything is settled. You understand? So this is what he spoke about the gopis. You can see in 11:12. What is that? 11:12. Eleven, 12. So here in this verse, So you see here, this is another point that we have to understand. All those hundreds and thousands of gopis understanding me to be their most charming lover and ardently desiring me in that way were unaware of my actual position. Yet, by intimately associating with me, the gopis attained me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Is the point here? So the devotees are not bothered to know, and they don't want to know. They simply want to love Krishna. Of course, this is a very exalted position. You cannot come to that position without understanding the basics. At least you must know who is God. Correct? One lady was asking me the question, she was a kind of elderly lady. She said, I've been having this big doubt, For so many years I'm praying, this big question in my head, who is God? You understand? Who is God? And if you don't know that, then, elderly, so many years, don't you understand? And one more question, who created God? Say again. Looks very basic, but really, no, they don't know. You understand this? So therefore, our whole idea is to teach so that understand. Tomorrow you're going to meet people and they're going to ask. Yes, and you should be able to answer these questions. Who is God? Yes? Who is God? Yes? Sai Baba is God. What? Sai Baba is God. What? No? Go to your house and see, the picture is there. Correct? Picture is there? See, he's shaking his head. Not your. come on. You understand? This is the problem, because there is no. Yeah. You will take, if you don't know, you don't have a spiritual master, you will take ordinary man as God and God as an ordinary man. You need a spiritual master. You cannot say you don't want a spiritual master. That's not possible. You say you don't want a guru means, then you cannot get this knowledge. It's not possible. You understand? It is not. You must take a guru, then yes. So now we have covered these points. I think you understand. So this position of the gopis is very exalted. They just don't want to know anything about Krishna, they just want to love him. So Krishna one time in the Rasa Leela he disappeared, correct? And the gopis were searching for him, right? And then he wanted to play a trick. He came as Narayan. And he was sitting there, this is there in the CC. Yeah? And then the gopis came, they paid their respect and they asked, do you know where is Krishna? And he said, no, I don't know. So they went away, they went looking. But when Radharani came, and she was trying to maintain his four-handed form, but in front of her, he could not do it. His forehand became two hands. That's the power of, why she's standing there? Anyone can stand beside him, right? But why she? Why only she is standing there? I think it's what, 9 is it? NOI 9 or 10, what is that? Nectar of instruction, mantra what? 9. 9?
9, 10 and
9. Let's go to 9 first. Here in this mantra, I think 8 has got anything? No? The holy place known as Mathura is spiritually superior to Vaikuntha, the transcendental world, because the Lord appeared there. Superior to Mathura Puri is the transcendental forest of Vrindavan, because Krishna's Rasa Leela pastimes. And superior to the forest of Vrindavan is Govardhan Hill, for it was raised by the divine hand of Sri Krishna, and was the site of his various loving pastimes. And above all, the super excellent Sri Radha Kund stands supreme, for it is overflooded with the ambrosial nectaral prema of the Lord, Gokula, Sri Krishna. Where then is that intelligent person who is unwilling to serve the divine Radha Kund, which is situated at the foot of Govardhan Hill? No, but there's another version.
it starts from the
Yeah, just give me. No, you say among the karmis, among this.
next one.
Next one, is it?
10.
So here, in the Shastras it is said that of all types of fruity workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of the higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Jnani is one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge may take to devotional service. He is superior to the others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Krishna, the transcendental counterpart. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. A kunda, lake, is so profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis, Who then will not recite a Radha Kund in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feeling, apakrita bhava, rendering loving service to the divine couple Sri Radha Govindaya, who performed their Asta Kaliya Leela the eternal eightfold daily pastime. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radhakunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. So you see how exalted the gopis are, especially Srimati Radharani. So you got time, you can read the purport of this verse. Let's take note, you can go and refer again. Of the many objects favored, delight, and of all lovable damsels of Vrajabhumi, Srimati Radharani is certainly the most treasured object of Krishna's love. And in every respect, her divine Kunda is described by great sages similarly dear to him. Undoubtedly, Radha Kund is very rarely attained even by the great devotees. Therefore, it is even more difficult for ordinary devotees to attain. If one simply bathes once with his holy waters, one's pure love for Krishna is fully aroused. Say Radha Kund. How many have you been to Radha Kund? Most of you. Huh? How many of you have bathed there? No. Nobody. You bathed there? No. So. Anyway, you can go and take bath. Huh? And you see how powerful. So this is what it is. The devotees are not interested in trying to know. They are more interested in trying to love. You understand? So that's why this today's purport. Although they are seeing him, but they don't know him. Because you cannot know God. In this way you will be covered by Maya, Mahamaya. Spiritually you go, so you will be covered by Yoga Maya. Both ways the Lord will. Correct? You see, example, Yashoda, when she saw he opened the mouth, correct? She saw everything, right? And then she became, wow, what am I doing? Who's this boy? I'm seeking my son and Nanda Maharaj. She became, And then what Krishna did? Again he covered her. Oh, my son. She went. Forgot? Yes? That is Krishna. That's why you cannot at any time try to figure Krishna out. So devotees don't want to do that. Their whole contention is simply trying to love him. That's all. If Krishna is happy, I am happy. So therefore they go through the servant of Krishna. You follow? Yeah. The topmost servant, pure devotee. Yes. Then yes, everything is. That's why Krishna says, anyone who say my devotee is not my devotee. Anyone who says the devotee of my devotee, yes. So that is our philosophy. Gopi in Bharata, Kamalayo, Dash, Anudash. That is what we want to do. So we don't want to figure God out. That one we don't want. Whatever we read, we explain. That's it. Krishna is so powerful. Nobody can know him. These things we can explain. But trying to what? Figure him out. That's a waste of time. Yes? Any more questions or question? Anybody? Question? Anything? Any questions or comments on this point raised? Huh? You understand this subject clearly today? Yes or no?
Yes.
Huh? Yes? So try to understand this. If you think it is nice, you can play the video again and take some more points, apply them. Alright, so we stop here. Is anyone in the Facebook? Stop here then. Thank you very much.
One of the what the Lord Shiva also spoke that I don't know.
No, that one is about the Bhagavatam. He said, I don't know. I know the Bhagavatam.
No, that is another verse is there. He told that I don't know. They
when we got bewildered.
Yeah.
When he got bewildered by Mohini Rupam.
Yes.
Where's the verse? Take out.
8, 12, 10.
Huh?
8, 12,
8 what?
10. 8, 12, 10.
8, 12,
10.
10. O my Lord, who am considered to be the best of the demigods, and Lord Brahma and the great rishis headed by Marichi are born in the mode of goodness. Nonetheless, we are bewildered by your illusory energy and cannot understand what this creation is. Aside from us, what will be said of others, like the demons and human beings who are in the base modes of material nature, Rajagun and Tamagun? How will they know you? So, Lord Shiva is saying, I am bewildered. I cannot know. Correct? This is what, before showing the Mohini Rupam or after?
Before.
This is before. More after seeing the Mohini Rupam, he didn't say he was bewildered.
Already
He said, this is my Lord, I am worshipping.
repeating faster.
Yeah, it's different. Alright, so please remember, Lord Shiva also said, I was missing it out, so good he pointed out. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada, Yamaraj, the list of all the sages who everybody is covered, correct? So, except ourselves not covered there. Because we know, only person who know God is us, so our name is not mentioned in the list. Yeah? Yes? Think. Alright, thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.